Okay, let's unpack this. Picture the scene. June 2023. A huge hearing, FTC and Microsoft.
Really high stakes.
Big stuff, yeah.
And then, suddenly, Sony's confidential financial details get leaked. And the cause. Not some, super complex cyber attack.
No, it was. Simpler than
It
that.
was a black marker. Someone tried to redact text, scan the document, and whoops, you could see right through it. Almost sounds like a joke.
It really highlights the problem, doesn't it? Relying on old-school, manual ways to protect data today.
Exactly.
It's just asking for trouble. It's error-prone, it's slow, and honestly, it just can't handle the amount of digital information we create now. It's a serious vulnerability.
Right. We clearly need something better. And this is where AI is really stepping up, offering, well, actually modern solutions.
Yeah.
Think automating tasks like redaction, making them reliable, but also helping us manage the totally new risks from things like generative AI.
That's the focus. So in this deep dive, we're going to explore how AI is being used to lock down sensitive info, documents, cloud systems, and really zero in on the challenges and solutions around generative AI specifically.
Exactly. And as we get started, we really want to thank our sponsor, Stonefly.
Absolutely.
They're leaders in enterprise storage, backup, disaster recovery, AI storage, and cloud solutions. Seriously, if you're looking for secure, ransomware-proof storage,
Which everyone should be.
right, Stonefly offers air-gapped and immutable storage options, really crucial defense layers. You can reach out and get a demo scheduled. Just contact sales@stonefly.com.
Good advice. So let's start right there, redaction. What exactly is AI-based redaction? How's it different from, well, a leaky marker?
Okay, so AI redaction, at its core, uses machine learning.
Right.
It automatically finds and removes sensitive stuff, PII, personally identifiable information from all kinds of content. Documents, yeah, but also images, sometimes even video.
So it's not just drawing a box. It understands what it's looking at.
Precisely. That's the key difference. It's intelligent detection.
And compared to doing it by hand, that difference must be huge.
Oh, it's night and day. You get consistency, accuracy, and scale. Imagine you've got thousands of pages for, say, legal discovery.
Yeah.
Manually. That's days, maybe weeks. And people get tired, they make mistakes. And AI can whip through hundreds of pages in minutes, and it doesn't get bored or distracted.
That consistency factor alone seems massive, avoiding those kinds of slip-ups like the Sony one.
Exactly. That's why you see it taking off in finance, real estate, government, places where compliance and data security are absolutely critical.
That speed and accuracy, those are the big selling points. But how does it work? How does the AI actually, read the document and figure out what needs to go?
It's basically a tech stack working together. First up is OCR, optical character recognition.
Okay, turning images of text into actual text the computer can read.
Right, that's step one for scanned docs or images. Then comes NLP, natural language processing. This helps the AI understand the meaning and context. It doesn't just see a 123 main saint. It understands that's likely an address, a piece of personal info.
So it's not just seeing characters, it's actually comprehending like a person, but like way faster.
Exactly. And then it uses contextual pattern analysis. It knows what, say, a social security number looks like, the format, but it also uses the surrounding words to double check. Is that sequence of numbers actually an SSN, or is it just, I don't know, a product ID? Context matters.
Makes sense. Okay, so walk me through the process. You feed it a document. Then what?
Well, first, the AI model needs training on lots of data. So it learns what sensitive info looks like.
Right.
Then you ingest the document. Maybe it's already a digital. Maybe it needs that OCR step. The system analyzes the content using that OCR NLP pattern analysis combo.
And it figures out how sensitive something is.
Yes, classification is next. It tags the info based on rules or its training. Then, boom, automated redaction, blacking it out, blurring, whatever method is set. And importantly, there's usually an option for a human review step. You'd want that for really tricky or high-stakes stuff.
Sure.
Finally, it spits out the clean, redacted document.
That whole layered process really shows why it's so much better than the marker pen approach.
Yeah.
So let's put them head to head. Manual versus AI. What are the biggest differences?
Oh, the contrast is stark. Accuracy, AI is consistently high. Automation minimizes errors. Manual, it's moderate, maybe, but super vulnerable to human error, fatigue, simple oversight, speed. AI is lightning fast, handles huge volumes. Manual is, well, it's manual. Slow, page by painful page.
And if your data load suddenly doubles,
Scalability.
AI scales easily, especially cloud solutions.
Mhm.
Manual just means hiring more people, which is slow and expensive. Then there's compliance.
Right, regulations.
AI tools are often built with regulations like GDPR or HIPAA baked in.
Yeah.
Manual compliance,
Mhm.
you're relying on every single person knowing and perfectly applying complex rules all the time. It's tough.
A nightmare for compliance teams, I bet. Totally. Error correction. AI makes fewer errors to begin with and often has checks. Manual needs a second person to catch the first person's mistakes, and even that's not foolproof. Training. Using AI software is usually pretty intuitive. Training people on complex regs for manual redaction takes significant time and effort.
And security. Back to the Sony leak.
AI has security protocols built in. Manual security really just depends on how careful that one person is being. And critically, you must ensure the tool permanently removes the data, not just hides it.
That hidden metadata thing you mentioned.
Yeah, like that Wired magazine test found some tools just cover it up, but the data's still there underneath. You need true deletion.
That's terrifying. So for businesses, what are the real tangible benefits here, beyond just avoiding bad headlines?
Well, number one is maximizing security. Then, ensuring compliance, which is huge. Boosting operational efficiency is another big one. And finally, protecting your reputation.
And these aren't just nice to haves anymore, are they? Especially in certain industries.
Absolutely not. Think healthcare, legal, finance, the risks from breaches, legal action, reputational hits are massive and growing.
Compliance with rules like CCPA, GDPR, IOPA must be a major driver.
It's huge. AI delivers that consistent, auditable redaction you need to meet those requirements, avoiding fines and lawsuits. It drastically cuts the human error risk.
Gives you peace of mind.
Exactly. That alone is incredibly valuable.
And the efficiency boost, taking tasks from days down to minutes, that must free up people for more important work.
Massive efficiency gains. You process huge volumes quickly, letting your skilled employees focus on strategy, not tedious redaction. And all this efficiency, security directly protects your brand reputation. Preventing leaks builds trust. That's priceless.
Okay, benefits are clear, but implementing it, it's not just plug and play, is it?
Yeah.
What are the practical steps a business needs to take?
No, definitely not just flipping a switch. It needs a plan. First step, you absolutely have to assess your needs.
What kind of data? How much?
Exactly. What types? Volume, sensitivity, physical documents needing scanning, digital files, handwritten notes, structured data, unstructured. Knowing your data landscape is key to picking the right software.
Right. If you have tons of old handwritten records, you need top-notch OCR.
Precisely. Skip that assessment, you might buy the wrong tool entirely. Next, define clear redaction policies.
The rules of the road.
Yeah. Where, when, how specific info gets redacted. Even with AI, you need guidelines. Look at examples like the pay.uk policy. They spell it all out.
Okay, so you have the rules, then choose the software.
Choose the right solution for you. Does it handle your data types? Is it easy to use? And critically, does it permanently remove data, including that hidden metadata? Test it.
Don't just trust the brochure.
Never. Then train your team, not just how to click the buttons, but why it's important. What are the consequences of mistakes?
Understanding the stakes.
Exactly. Visual stuff like videos can help. They need to know the tool's limits too, when maybe a quick manual check is still a good idea, like for really blurry text.
And rolling it out. Probably best not to do it all at once.
Phased rollout is definitely the way to go. Start smaller. A pilot program, maybe with less critical data like internal reports or HR file.
Work out the kinks first.
Right. Identify challenges, adjust your process safely before you point it at your crown jewels, and set up quality control.
Even with AI.
Even with AI. It's good, but not infallible. Have occasional manual reviews, random spot checks by compliance, maybe just to catch anything subtle that might have slipped through.
So human oversight for QA.
For QA and refinement, yes.
Yeah.
Monitor performance continuously. Are there patterns in missed redactions? Maybe tweak the AI settings or update the policy. An insurer might review a sample of redacted claims quarterly, for instance.
Makes sense.
And finally, have a crisis plan. What if something does go wrong? What are the immediate steps? Who communicates what? Remember those disclosure deadlines, HIPAA, GDPR? You need to be ready to act fast.
Good point. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. AI's security impact is way bigger than just redaction. It's changing how companies secure everything, especially with the move to the cloud. Cloud security gateways, CSGs, they seem vital now.
Absolutely essential. Think of them as smart security checkpoints between your users and cloud services like Microsoft 365 or Salesforce.
Okay.
They handle encryption, threat detection, access control, data loss prevention, basically extending your security policies out into the cloud.
Huh.
And the market growth projection, that steady 10.77% CAGR through 2030, that just shows how fundamental these have become.
And they're getting smarter, right? Not just basic firewalls.
Way smarter. They're embedding AI for faster threat detection, adopting zero trust models, trust no one by default, and adding sophisticated compliance management. It's really transforming cloud security.
So outside of the gateways, how else is AI boosting actual threat detection within enterprises?
It's a massive upgrade for security operations. Real-time detection is a huge one. AI can sift through mountains of logs, network traffic, user data way faster than humans, spotting subtle anomalies.
Patterns humans might miss.
Exactly. And crucially, it uses machine learning, so it can identify new threats, not just known ones like old signature-based tools. There was a case study, a big bank.
Yeah.
They used AI to spot weird data transfers, turned out to be an insider threat, cut detection time from weeks down to minutes.
Weeks to minutes. That's incredible. That's the difference between containment and disaster.
It really is. AI is also great at behavioral analysis. It learns what's normal for users and systems.
Baseline behavior.
Right. So if an employee suddenly accesses files they never touch or logs in from a weird place at 3 a.m., the AI flags it instantly. Super important in healthcare for protecting patient records.
So it learns normal, spots abnormal. Got it.
And it enables automated response. Detect a threat. AI can automatically isolate that machine, block the user, shut down the process, containing the damage before a human even logs in to investigate.
Instant reaction.
Yeah, retailers use it to zap point-of-sale malware instantly. AI also gives us predictive intelligence analyzing past attacks to predict future ones.
Getting ahead of the game.
Proactive defense, exactly. Plus, it improves things like email security using NLP for better phishing detection and detecting deepfakes, which are a growing menace. You see AI woven into everything now. SIAM, EDR, UEBA, SOAR tools. It makes security faster, more accurate, more efficient.
Sounds almost too good to be true.
Oh.
Like the ultimate security solution.
But there have to be downsides, challenge.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely not a magic wand. Big challenge.
Okay.
The bad guys use AI too.
Right, the arms race.
Exactly. They're creating smarter malware, more convincing phishing attacks using AI. Then there's data privacy. AI needs tons of data to learn, and handling that sensitive data responsibly is complex.
Compliance headaches again.
Big time. And the AI is only as good as the data it's trained on. Biased or poor quality data. You get inaccurate detection, false alarms, or worse, missed threats. Garbage in, garbage out.
Implementation costs can be high upfront, especially for smaller businesses. And this is critical. You still need human experts.
AI doesn't replace people entirely.
Not at all. It augments them. AI flags things, automates responses, but interpreting complex alerts, making strategic decisions, that still needs human judgment and experience. Think intelligent collaboration. That's why explainable AI, XAI, making AI decisions transparent is such a big research area.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's really zoom in now on generative AI. Tools like ChatGPT are everywhere. Incredible potential, right? But they bring a whole new set of privacy and security worries.
They absolutely do. The economic impact projections are mind-blowing trillions added to the economy. Gartner thinks Gen AI will create 10% of all data by 2025. That's up from almost nothing.
Wow.
But it's fueled by data, often sensitive data, and the core risks feel different.
How so?
Well, many current models weren't built with privacy first. They learn from vast data sets and can accidentally generate output that includes personal info they saw during training.
So it can leak training data.
Potentially, yes. For LLM specifically, there are two big risks. Memorization and association.
Memorization, like it literally remembers a specific fact it was trained on.
Exactly. If your sensitive data was in the training set, the model might just repeat it. Association means it might link scattered data points back to one person. This opens up new attack types, like trying to deliberately extract training data.
Exfiltration attacks.
Right.
Right.
Or just the model spitting out unpredictable things, revealing more than intended. And think about employees just using random Gen AI tools for work without any security check. Instant compliance risk, potential breach.
This must be a nightmare for legal teams trying to apply rules like GDPR, CPRA, the EU AI Act.
Oh, absolutely. How do you get consent for training data? How do you ensure transparency? How do you honor someone's right to opt out of automated decisions made by these complex models, cross-border data flows, content ownership?
Yeah.
It's a legal minefield, and we've seen real incidents already.
Like what?
OpenAI got fined in South Korea for exposing user data. ChatGPT had that glitch last year, exposed chat histories, even some payment info.
So these risks are very real, happening now. And that point about data being baked in, you can't just delete it from the model's brain, right?
That's the scary part. Once it's learned, it's incredibly hard, maybe impossible, to make the model unlearn specific sensitive data. It's a persistent vulnerability.
Yikes. So how do organizations even start to protect data when they use or build these tools? What's the approach?
It has to be multifaceted. Starts with strict compliance, understanding GDPR Article 22, CPRA opt-outs, Canada's ADA for high-impact systems. Then user consent and transparency are key.
Tell people what you're doing.
Exactly. Get consent where needed, offer opt-outs, be clear about data use, security, training sources. Data minimization is crucial too.
Only use what you absolutely need.
Right. Less data in means less risk.
Right.
Then, anonymization techniques like differential privacy, adding statistical noise so outputs can't be traced to individuals. Secure storage, encryption, strict access controls based on least privilege. Those are table stakes.
And the ethical side.
Huge. Ongoing ethical review to spot potential harms, bias, privacy issues. Clear privacy notices are essential. Maybe using more transparent algorithms or adding filters to catch sensitive data and outputs. Regular audits are a must. And again, a crisis plan for when things go wrong.
This is clearly a space needing dedicated solutions. You mentioned Unbound earlier. They're focused specifically on these Gen AI challenges.
Yeah, Unbound is a really interesting startup. Founded in 2023, raised $4 million seed funding recently. The founders, Rajaram Srinivasan and Vignesh Subbiah, have serious enterprise security backgrounds.
And what was the problem they saw?
They called it shadow AI. Employees using all sorts of AI tools, often without IT knowing.
Leading to data leaks, high costs.
Exactly. Leaking company secrets into public models, running up bills, using unvetted AI. Old security tools just weren't designed for this.
So Unbound built an AI gateway.
Yes, it's like a secure middleware layer, sits between users and the AI tools. It gives companies visibility who's using what AI, how much, plus controls, real-time protection, and smart model routing.
Okay, tell me more about that real-time protection. How does it stop data leaks in prompts?
It's pretty clever. It's called real-time prompt redaction. If you type a prompt with, say, an API key or some PII, Unbound scans it before it leaves your network. But instead of just blocking it, which users hate, it automatically redacts the sensitive bits. And it can route that request, now cleaned up, to a safer, maybe internal AI model if needed.
So security without stopping the workflow. And the model routing helps manage costs.
Definitely. It can send complex coding tasks to a powerful model like Gemini 2.5, but route simple grammar checks to a cheaper open-source LLM, optimizes spending based on the task.
Are companies actually seeing benefits from this yet?
Yeah, early adopters in tech and healthcare are reporting good results. They've apparently prevented thousands of potential leaks, secrets, credentials, PII. They're getting high accuracy, like 90%. Detecting sensitive stuff in prompts, and they're cutting AI license costs significantly, sometimes up to 70%.
Wow, those are solid numbers.
Yeah.
It really sounds like it lets companies use AI without just crossing their fingers about security.
Yeah.
I saw that quote from the CISO at the Hut Group.
Ibrahim Ingersoll, yeah. He said it makes the security team an enabler, not a blocker.
That's the goal, right?
That's exactly what the founders aim for. Rajaram Srinivasan calls it the bridge for safe AI adoption. Vignesh Subbiah talks about providing surgical security controls. It fits right into this booming AI governance market expected to hit nearly $6 billion by 2029. Huge growth.
So what's next for Unbound with their funding?
They're planning to integrate with way more AI apps, like over 50, add deeper observability features for better insights, and improve support for managing those internal and open source models.
Building out that safety net even further.
That's the idea.
Okay, so wrapping this up. We've seen manual redaction is just too risky now. AI offers a much better way to secure sensitive documents.
Much better, yeah.
And AI is revolutionizing broader security too, making threat detection faster and smarter. But generative AI throws a huge curveball, new risks like memorization, needing totally new safeguards.
Absolutely.
And thankfully, companies like Unbound are building specific tools using AI itself, like that real-time redaction and smart routing, to tackle these Gen AI problems directly.
Right. The bottom line is we have to balance this incredible AI innovation with really strong security and governance. It takes both smart tech and smart strategies.
Which leaves us with a final question, maybe for you listening. As AI gets woven deeper into everything we do, generating oceans of data, how do we make absolutely sure that our drive for productivity doesn't completely overshadow our fundamental need to keep sensitive information truly private and secure?
That's the question we all need to keep asking.
A really important one. This deep dive was sponsored by Stonefly. They're leaders in enterprise storage, backup, and disaster recovery, AI storage, and cloud solutions.
Great solution.
Seriously, if you need secure, ransomware-proof storage, and who doesn't, Stonefly offers air-gapped and immutable storage. You can contact sales at stonefly.com to schedule a demo.